Alright, so welcome back to the Knowledge Central, where you get the essential. What's it called?
Central Intelligence.
No, what's that? Liver King fool say? Ancestral or how? Ancestral knowledge right here. All right. And in honor of Blue MAGA, we're wearing blue shirts.
And
that's right.
Only one of our nipples are showing.
Hey, y'all heard about the Blue MAGA, right?
Hey, I want to know your secret, cuz.
I just warmed them up before the set.
Yeah, so in honor of Blue MAGA, we're gonna wear the blue shirts, and we're gonna go over the big beautiful bill that Donald Trump is supposed to sign. I think he's signing it today, right?
Today, 5 p.m.
It
5
passed
p.m.
yesterday, the House or what? Right?
Yep, past that shit.
It passed.
It's beautiful and it's big.
It's big and beautiful,
And you know what I heard? I heard that suppressors are gonna be legal after this.
Oh, that's good.
Because it changed language on the Second Amendment stuff.
Well, that's worth everything else.
That's
then.
crazy.
Yeah, because it's hearing protection.
What?
Hey,
It is. Suppressors are hearing
yeah.
protection.
Where my ear hurt.
It is.
Hey, but so anyway, yeah, we're gonna go over the big beautiful bill, and then we got some entertainment stuff. We got Liver King going crazy trying to fade Joe Rogan. Then he gets arrested, so we're gonna go over that a little bit. Then we're talking about Jake Paul fights this guy Chavez Jr. And then this was talking hellish. I guess maybe I should leave it for the okay. We'll go over it. Anyway, you guys want to wait for that one? All right,
Let's get it started.
So yeah, let's go over the big beautiful bill first. So I went and did a little research, and I said, give me 10 things that would benefit working Americans. And then I said, well, give me another 10 things right here at the bottom that prevent abuse of free programs. So then we're gonna kind of go over that and see if you're working American, what would you do? How does this benefit you, and how will things change? And if you're one of those freeloaders who just wants free stuff, how is that going to impact you too? So we got some for all y'all, okay? Mm-hmm. So the number one things that everybody's been talking about is the no federal tax on overtime and no tax on tips. That's something that sounds like it's going to impact a lot of people, especially because it says right here, if you make under $150,000, you no longer pay federal income tax on tips or overtime, up to a $25,000 limit. I think the limit is actually just for the tips. All right.
There's a limit.
There's a limit on it's like it's got to be under 25,000.
But is that also for the overtime?
But that's huge though. Like for
service industry, man. That is big.
Everything I got is from tips.
Well, look, check this out. Aside from the tips, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of service industries that rely on tips, and then the overtime.
Yeah.
How many
service industry relies on tips?
Not the happy ending massages.
Believe it or not,
we're not doing that.
Rely on tips. Okay,
that's pretty illegal out here, no?
Nah, it's legal. It's
Not in Nevada.
Oh, what are you talking about? Happy ending?
No.
Oh,
the tip service.
Hey, no. Supposedly there's a loophole. They call it a massage.
Of course, there's a loophole.
No, I saw it the other day. I saw some shit online talking about what they call it, fool. Some kind of massage name, fool. I don't remember what it is, but that's what it is.
It don't matter what you call it.
No, it's got a name to it. Oh, I think it's called the Yoni massage or some shit like
what
that.
The hell?
Look it up.
Damn.
Don't look it up.
I saw some shit online about Yoni. What is
this.
Yoni?
You don't need to know.
Anyway, forget about the tips on Yoni.
Hey, you leave a lot of intel on the table.
But if you're gonna get to Yoni, cuz it's good.
Wait, where was the place that offers the Yonis?
Asking for a friend.
So anyway, that is one of the big things people talk about. Then they talk about the extended child tax credit. So the child tax credit increases to $2,500 per child and is fully refundable. You get that tax back at, hold on, what does it say? Even if you owe nothing.
How much is it?
$2,500 tax credit per child, even if you don't owe money. You know, because some people, like, you can only deduct or whatever. It's not one of those deductions, it's actual credit.
You actually get it back.
So I should have more kids then.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
You just adopt a bunch.
So it says it's going...
You get half off on those.
$2,500 through 2028 and then $2,000 after that. All right, cool.
That's pretty good.
That's cool.
That.
But I mean, I don't know. Kids are more expensive than $2,000, so
Hell yeah.
it's still a scam, cuz.
But it helps,
15.
though. It
Bro,
helps.
one bag of chicken nuggets from Costco will feed them for like a month. That's cheap.
Nah, that's still a lot, bro. How much is it?
Nah, bro, but the biggest thing is not necessarily about the bag of chicken nuggets. It's about the other shit in between. They need a lot of clothes. They constantly go out of them 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. You're always buying shit. That $2,500 is great.
Oh, bro, wait till they're
to help.
teenagers. They start demanding Apple products.
I need an iPad mini now.
Yeah.
Bro, estimated cost to raise a child in California. It says right here, $27,000 a year.
Damn.
What kind of child is this?
Or $501,000 to the age of 18. But for real, who the hell gets 20?
I'd rather beat my kid.
Bro, but come on.
Okay, that's exaggerating, bro.
That is exaggeration. Like,
How do you
most
spend
people don't even make 27
$28,000
racks.
on your kid?
That's like $2,000 a month.
Maybe he's like a
Yeah.
fat
That's
ass
stupid
kid.
as hell.
Like he just be grabbing all the
He's a
time.
fat He's a can.
Nah, that's a little too much
It
there.
does cost a lot though, with the schooling, with the little programs that they're in.
Yeah.
New clothes all the time, food.
You gotta buy them
everything.
backpacks and stuff.
Entertainment.
Sports,
You know what I'm
back
saying?
to school, pens and pencils and books and back.
It adds up, but I think that's a bit much.
That's
I
a
don't know
lot.
where they're going off of.
They're
Just like my boy
dividing the
said.
rent.
Some people don't even make that much in a year. So how
No.
does it cost that much for them kids?
I think the median household income is like, in California, is like 90, or how much is it? Am I tripping?
That might be middle class.
Yeah?
I'll bet you the median is probably like 60.
Let me see.
Yeah, but with everything going up and like taxes and all that shit, bro, it's kind of rough.
We're all looking at the screen.
Everyone's waiting for the
Yeah, look, it says right
Enlighten us.
there.
We know things because
Oh,
of
new-
ChatGPT.
Yeah, U.S. It says right there. It's shit. Somebody try to holler at me. But yeah, so where's the California one? It says U.S. right there. Estimates. So
Nah,
that
you
is
was
about
right.
California. 96,000. That's up there, bro.
Yeah, it is.
That is
That's a
up there.
household income.
That's average.
median, like pretty much average,
Household meaning like two.
like
Yeah.
the whole house.
What the hell?
Whole house. Put them kids to work.
Household, the whole house.
So when your kid goes to apply for
bro.
an application for a
What the
credit
hell are you
card,
supposed to do with 96?
Yeah, that's like one scat pack.
what if you is 95?
No, that's wild. How am I supposed to pay gas in my scat pack?
I mean, honestly, that is pretty good money though. Like you can't lie, 96K. That's pretty good because
What
like
am I supposed to do with that?
other states make, bro. Other states are like at 15K. Like some bum ass fools in like South Carolina.
Bro,
and shit.
but for two people, that much, bro.
Well, shit. Maybe it's you're by yourself. I don't
Send
know.
your woman to work.
I don't know how
you
they
for
do
sure
it.
living in the hood or some shit, bro.
At
Maybe
number
not.
3,
Nah, for almost $100,000, bro. Come on.
Bro, it's not
Nah,
enough for a scat pack and the hood.
Well, you don't buy those packs. You get the V6 version.
Yeah. The 4-cylinder.
Well, look, if you think about it,
All right, we don't have to look into it that much. Let's move
so
on.
let's go to the senior tax cut, bro. So seniors, it says right here, seniors age 65 or more, they get $6,000 deduction, $12,000 for couples, making it 88% of Social Security recipients tax free. So 88% of their money, them fools don't make shit.
88. Why not just give them all of it? Why are you taxing the old farts?
Well, they're only giving them tax free on up to $6,000 a pop.
It was
a month?
12,000 for a couple though.
12 for a couple. So if you got no, not a month. I think that's a year.
Uh-huh.
But
not
most
that
of these
much.
fools don't make shit.
They don't, bro. It's actually sad.
That's why it says that's 88% of the whole shit that they pick up anyway. They don't be making nothing. Social Security's like $500-$600 for most people.
That's crazy.
bro, but offering the $6,000.
Welcome back
that's
to the
pretty
That's Crazy podcast.
That's crazy.
But they'll get a lot more money because guess what? Why don't they get freaking enough money back? Because they basically get the little check for like $500-$600, whatever it is, and then they tax it.
good. Yeah, they do.
You feel me? Now they take out of their $600, they take $200-$300 out. They
Grimy.
get screwed. You feel me?
Yeah, they do, bro.
So
what's
anyway,
next?
monthly bonus for full-time workers. Full-time employees get a direct bonus of $250 to $350
From who?
just for staying employed. Think of it like a worker loyalty dividend.
$250 a month?
Yeah, it says $250 to. I didn't even know this is a
I
thing.
didn't
Are
either.
we getting $250
We
a month?
might, bro.
No, y'all ain't. I should be.
Look, it says tied to the workforce and incentive
full-time.
provision.
What's in there you guys are paying me?
I'm full time. What do you mean?
No, I'm full time.
So am I.
No, we're.
I'm half-ass time.
You're half-ass.
Hey, hold on. Let's see. Let me tell me more about
Wait,
this.
but is that from the government? Is that from like
Is that
federal
coming
from
out of
state?
his check?
Or is that coming out of y'all check?
Look, full-time workers receive a direct monthly cash bonus simply for being considered employed full-time. This bonus is not tied to performance or employer discretion.
It's like a
It's
participation
issued automatically by the government as part of a workers' incentive program.
Bro, that is beautiful, bro.
So you get paid just to be employed?
to work
So,
full time.
It says this is found under Title 1 or I, whatever that is, pro-growth tax relief selection of the bill. Okay, all right, so let's see. Who must be employed full-time, generally 30 hours plus, must be earning income below a threshold likely around 60 to 70K. Ah, you screwed.
Dang it. Hey,
You got to make under 60, so 60 to 70K. Okay, well, whatever, for people who don't got it like that. Applies to W-2
We'll go work at
workers and
McDonald's.
potentially certain 1099 gigs workers, depending on the filing of the IRS ruling.
The iOS.
Hey, my autism kicked in today.
Hey, wait a minute though. But for 1099 employees, after your like business expenses, right, you could take home 60 to 70. That means that you qualify.
You would,
Right?
You would, because it's after all your shit. You feel me?
Because if you're spending a bunch of money into your business as a self-employed
Are you
person,
trying to say you're about to scam cuz? No, I'm fine.
hey, I think I qualify.
He's gonna scam legally.
You got to be a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident status likely required.
Dang it.
Good.
Okay, how it works. Workers
Okay, what
automatically
else?
receive monthly bonus. Okay. So it's there. Looks like it's there.
Okay,
Direct
so
deposit.
$250 a month.
That's
you get
kind of
extra.
cool, man.
Nice.
That's a straight Tesla.
But where does this come
For
from?
$299, you can lease a Tesla, bro.
You can.
Literally, you can get a free. Everybody have a Tesla.
Hey, bro.
That's crazy.
But
Either
then,
that or Honda.
so what would be the downside of giving some bum ass fools $250 to $350 a month?
But who's a
They're
bum?
not bums. They work for
They're
time.
working. If you don't have full time, you're not.
There's some bum ass habit ass fools, and if they're getting that much a month extra,
It's coming back to the economy.
they're
Anyway.
smoking crack.
It's coming back to everybody else.
It's tree money.
They're smoking crack.
Tree money.
Exactly.
Hey, but here's the thing though. It's gonna incentivize these people to
Who's
work full
paying
time.
that though?
It says the government. Obviously, it comes from taxes. But guess what? If they're incentivizing them to work full time though, instead of half time, because they want to get the full time, maybe they want to go to work because they get the extra stuff. They're gonna be paying taxes too, so it raises more people working, more taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as everybody's working, bro, 'cause there's too many bums on Medicare and like shit like that. They just don't want to work. SNAP, all
Well,
that.
not anymore.
Nope.
They need that $250.
So it looks like they also got number 5. It says they got what do they got here? Healthcare premium cap, ACA reform. Premiums under the Affordable Care Act can't exceed 8.5 of your income, and deductibles are lowered. Says bill note restores ACA subsidies and adds caps for premium affordability. So what does this really do? Like, what's the breakdown of it? You guys heard of anything about that?
I don't know, but it sounds kind of boring. Let's move on to the next one.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
important,
that
fool.
sound kind of busted.
I don't care about healthcare. Let's talk about healthcare now, guys. What's the next
Hey,
one?
but here's one thing I just found out today about the big beautiful bill, and I don't know if I even have it on here. I do have it here. Look at that, loan forgiveness for trade workers, bro. You know how they were doing loan forgiveness for all these bums that take little arts degrees and
Yeah.
want to be psychology and dumb shit like that. They have loan forgiveness for trade workers, plumbers, HVAC welders, whatever. If you work consistently for 5 years, your federal student debt is forgiven. Because they're trying to bring more people to the workforce. Because right now, we have basically a bunch of pussies that are in our freaking environment. Everybody wants to go to college and do their nails and shit. Not that many
hold
people are
on,
going
though,
doing
bro.
trade work.
Loan
Yeah, that's
forgiveness? You trying to tell me I could go buy a new Ram for work and just not pay it?
No, this is
And
not
then I'm
trade
forgiven?
workers, meaning
schooling.
schooling,
So you go get a loan.
Education?
education.
Stuff? Okay, all right.
So if you go,
Even that's not.
But look, fool, if you're going to trade school, you're gonna pay up front a big cost, right? They're saying that when you complete your trade school, if you're in the workforce for 5 years straight, that means you put in work into the economy, you pay taxes the whole nine.
Yep.
Then they'll forgive your 10,000 or whatever.
I'm sure
Or
that's-
maybe you should just pay it off if you've been working 5 years, you bum.
Yeah, but
that's real,
But,
but, you know.
I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to incentivize people to go back into the
to
trade.
go work. Yeah.
I
we
get
don't
it,
have
but
enough
like
trade
you're-
workers.
It almost seems like you're babying everybody. Like, here's a little money for you doing what you're supposed to do as an adult.
Well, it's
Like,
not just
Oh,
that.
no, I get that.
But it's also an incentive, bro, because they did that for all the students that go to the shitty ass colleges that they freaking
Well,
get
that's I
brainwashed
don't
to.
agree with that either.
But now they gotta walk it back somehow. They gotta be like, hey, we take it from these assholes, give it to these guys.
Or you take it from those assholes and you just give it back to the American people and let them deal with it.
Well, but we need trade workers, fool.
We do,
Hey,
man.
we do,
Yeah,
bro.
but I don't need to pay for your $80,000 school that you decide to go try to be an electrician and shit. Like, what the hell do
Okay.
I care about that?
But
Why is my tax money paying for your loan forgiveness? You know what I mean?
I would rather give it to these fools than those freaking fools that go try to
I
take
would rather give
shitty
it
classes.
to nobody and let everybody be accountable for their own shit.
Okay,
I'm
but
saying,
but
no.
like if you have no trade workers in this freaking country,
There's always a trade worker because trades are a necessity.
Bro, but
You need to build
they're a
houses and
necessity,
walls
but we
and
have
shit.
a shortage. That's why they're doing this.
we do, bro. We do.
There's a
Imagine how much
shortage.
housing and how much shit we need. Like even Michael, right? He's trying to go to electrician school and all this extra shit, bro. That's hella money to do that.
Yeah, but why would I have to pay for their shit?
Because you pay for freaking transsexual
They get paid.
studies in India anyway.
Well, I don't agree with the
They
transsexuals.
took it from those fools and they're giving it to people who could actually like make an impact in our country.
I get it, but it's like it's an allowance for everything. Like, come on, people have to just pay for their own
Bro,
shit at
after
some
5
point.
years, they ain't getting shit. It's good. Just let it slide.
I feel like it's not a bad one. Like I feel like there should also be some sort of cap, but giving somebody a little incentive to do something. For example, like I don't know when this happened or whatever, but I know they used to have incentives for landlords or people to develop housing. The government's not going to build apartments, so somebody's got to have some sort of like incentive to build apartments for people to live in.
Yeah.
yeah.
You feel me? There's
Yeah, their
gotta be-
incentive is they're gonna make a shit ton of money.
But it's probably delayed. Like they have to fork out the cash up front and wait dumb long.
Well, I get the loans, but
but that's an
forgiveness
investment.
shit. Like, I'm gonna go build an apartment complex and then they're gonna forgive my loan. Sort of
Nah,
shit.
not
No,
forgiveness,
And
but
the-
like
that's not works for me.
and
maybe
the
a property
Americans have to
tax
pay
break.
for it. You know.
So
Let's talk about this
check
one
it-
right here. I need that.
So this one, look at that. First time
Mine
home
do.
buyers monthly credit. The first time buyers get $500 monthly in credit for up to 3 years to help cover mortgage payments or property taxes. Called the Home Stability Boost. Through
Dang.
2029. So
Five.
you got 4 years
That's
to get this.
great.
Everybody should basically buy a house. And in California, we also supposedly have like some sort of like down payment assistance.
You know what I would prefer instead of this? Just get rid of property taxes.
That's
You're damn near
that'd
better
be-
off
But
with
they
that.
can't do that
much
because the
better.
property taxes are local. That's not. This is we're talking about federal.
hey, that's how
They
pay
can
for the
make it a
roads.
federal thing. You know, Texas trying to get rid of property taxes. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
would
so
love that.
is Florida. Florida is saying, because look, bro, you work for your house, right? You pay off the entire house. There's zero balance on your house. Now you still have to pay your property taxes, which is like, I don't know, a few $100, maybe $1,000, whatever it is for your home. But technically, you still don't own your house because you still
Yeah.
have to pay the government or the whatever for your property taxes. So if you decide that you just want to disconnect from the world and not have to do nothing, just sit on your own property that you worked for your entire life, you can't, because if you don't pay your property taxes, they're gonna come in and take your property.
Yeah,
Like,
that is pretty wrong right there.
That's grimy.
just get rid of that. If I pay off my house, bro, I should be able to just sit in there with no money down, no electricity, nothing. I can just sit on my land and nobody can take my shit.
That's true.
But property taxes
What they
prevent
say?
you from
What did
really
they say?
owning it.
So what happens if you don't pay those?
But
They
property
come
tax-
and evict you.
They'll
they kick you
seize
the
your
hell
shit.
out.
They'll take your
auction
shit.
your house.
Bitches.
Bro.
Which means that you're not really owning your home. You're just renting it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just at a lower cost because you already paid off $500,000 or $1 million worth of.
Well, you're paying for the land still. Right?
Yeah, but
Not
aren't
the
you
home.
buying the land and the home and you're paying for it?
Yeah,
What am I
that's-
paying
that is kinda
$1 million
busted.
for a
Yeah.
house for if I still have to do monthly payments
Or they
after
should
it's
make
paid
a
off?
rule
Yeah.
at least like once you paid off your house, there's no property taxes or something. Like
Yeah, or that at least. But like, you know, like especially people that are retired.
here's the issue too, bro, with property
Yeah, that's
taxes.
right.
A lot of times in a lot of places, and I don't know how if it's everywhere or every state. From what I understand, the property taxes when the value goes up, they raise it for you also.
Yeah.
They do.
So you like if you bought a house for $100K, and all of a sudden some crazy shit happens, inflation, all that, now it's worth $1 million. Your ass is paying for $1 million house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
you're paying property taxes on $1 million house, even though you bought it for like $50,000 when it
Yeah,
first
you're
got it.
paying 20-30 grand on taxes.
So
Like,
check
Yeah,
this
and
out.
you're
Wow.
screwed.
That is grimy.
If you can't afford that, then good luck.
Yeah.
Go live in an apartment.
get out of
that,
your
that
house,
is some piece
Yeah.
of shit ass like.
No, that's some grimy
concept.
shit. That's not freedom.
Nah.
So here's another thing, bro. I can see now why they call it the golden age of America because they're incentivizing to build America with giving trade people money, taxes, basically a lot of money that's going to be back in our community. Think about it. If everybody in the neighborhood got $500 extra, they were going to be buying more food, more things. When we buy and when we spend money, people just the economy moves, right? Look at this. Hiring local tax incentive. Employers get $1,000 to $3,000 per hire if they recruit from within their own zip code. Great for local economies. See, they're trying to keep it literally local.
That's pretty cool.
But what if they move to your location?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that all of these have, like, if you look close, they'll have like the specifics of it.
Yep.
But it says promotes or provides employer tax credit for hiring individuals residing within the employer's primary business location. Zip code. This one is freaking huge because in America, bro, permitting is bad. In America,
Horrible.
if you're any sort of contractor or anything, that's the reason why it took a freaking how many billions of dollars to try to build the little train from that goes from the high speed rail from LA to San Francisco, and they still can't finish it because of permitting and stupid things, bro. There's people who got their house burned down in the wildfires, still can't get their permits.
Yep.
Look at this. So fast tracking for permits. If your construction project is under $500K, permits must be issued in 10 days or less.
That's beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Creates a 10-day permit approval guarantee for residential projects under $500K.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Good shit.
Why do I need to wait freaking 3 weeks or a month or 2 months? Or you should see how long these guys. I have some guys that I work with that do building houses, or like little additions and things like that. 100,000, 200, whatever max.
Yeah.
Bro, 6 months and shit to build the damn freaking. You feel me?
That's bull.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of that stuff. That's why even in China, y'all seen the freaking high speed rails and shit in China? But them fools will build that shit in a month.
Yeah.
Those are the CCP funded.
Yeah, but bro,
So they're like, oh yeah, permits, waive that shit.
There's no
that
red
shit,
tape
just
out
go.
there.
bro, but see for us, bro, you go put 10 square feet of concrete. There's 40 people waiting and watching.
Yep. And you got to do asbestos report on the dirt to make sure that it's not lethal.
Stupid as hell,
Bro,
right?
one thing I think that you got to make the construction industry a little bit more productive on the government side, because like this fool said, you got 15 people just watching the guy hold the stop sign. Like, bro, what the hell is this fool? You got one guy digging, you have a bunch of fat asses. and a
Hey,
bunch of
you're
women
upsetting the
standing
union guys right now.
Yeah,
Screw the
no.
union guys,
Union
they need to
fools
get
are
their
piece
ass
of
to work.
shit. And that's the reason why.
What a piece of shit.
Hey, no, union fools, straight up, union people literally go to work. Lazy bastards go to try to work at the union specifically because they know they can't get fired, and the unions fight for them, bro. The reason why it costs us billions of dollars to get 3 feet worth of street is because of them.
Yeah.
And they
permitting.
do it in
You're
like
right.
3 years, bro. Like, took hella long to do a street.
Bro, this fool made a good point. Like, why do I have to get, I'm union, so I got to get paid double versus anything else? If it costs me one amount on this side, and if it's private versus union, why should it cost more? It should be the same exact
Bro,
thing.
you can go literally into the same shopping complex. There's the DMV, and then there's like O'Reilly's or some shit. O'Reilly's, you're not getting no prevailing wages and like extra crazy government. You got to pay and all this extra shit. And then you go to DMV and it's like that. It's like, well, why is it like?
Bro, can you imagine?
No
it?
wonder why the government's
Because
not efficient.
it's like insurance. You get
Bro,
money
but-
from the insurance, you can charge them way more. You
Bro,
get money
it's
from the
crazy.
state or the government, you can charge them way more.
Hey, bro,
They'll
but
accept
think
it.
about what that does to us. How inflation. Imagine if every single store you went to had straight up prevailing ass wages and shit at like $50 an hour.
Hell yeah.
Everything be way more expensive.
I don't know.
Hell
Those fools are
expensive, bro.
busted. I don't know if there's some shit I don't know about union, but from what I know, union sucks balls.
Hey, McDonald's gets
Lazy
paid
ass bastards.
$20 an hour. Can we just like cut
Fool.
that in half or
That's
something?
why the unions
That's
are hating on.
Newscom's fault.
Hey, the unions are hating on Walmart and Amazon hella hard because these fools are like, no, y'all ain't getting in here.
Yeah.
Bro, you remember back when Newscom raised the minimum wage or whatever for fast food workers to like $22.50?
Yeah, and my McChickens are now like $15.
$15 damn dollars, bro, compared to $2 or $1.50. Like, bro,
Scumbag.
that's and then McDonald's and all these other corporations fired thousands and hundred thousands of people. Like,
Bro, you know what I did the other day? I went to Starbucks. I bought 4 coffees and 2 little things of like egg bites and like 2 little snacks, whatever. $41.
I believe you, bro.
Yeah.
$41 because freaking everybody needs to get paid $1 million to be there.
Yeah. And then they have blue hair and nose piercings and all kinds of weird shit. And they all badges of all their mental illnesses on them.
Well, I mean, if my coffee tastes good, I don't really care about that.
I do.
Bro,
You're degrading my experience of my coffee right now.
it is.
Hey, them
degrading.
fools gotta live too.
Like Popeyes.
Let them
Make
blue
me
hair
feel
fools-
like shit every time I go
they-
there. Like,
hey,
you want some mo sauce?
hey, we're getting to Blue Mega soon.
All right,
keep hold on. So anyway,
Hey,
now
we can
here's so that's the stuff that is more like of a highlight of what people are talking about. Like, okay, that's like the bragging
Benefits the working class.
to the working class, right? And then here's the 10 changes that prevent abuse of free programs.
This is for all the
This is
broke
what-
piece of shits.
This is what a lot
Listen
of the people who don't really work or like, I guess,
Or bum.
people who don't work, I guess.
Bums, yeah.
Look, so if you want SNAP, which would be basically like they switched it from what was it
That's
called? Food stamps.
Yeah.
They went from food stamps.
What? How do you change the name just so you don't feel like a piece of shit?
That's what
They give you a
That's
credit
what it
card
is.
now, bro, so you don't got to whip out the little stamps. and
Nah,
feel
you
shame.
got to You need to have like a giant placard to go pay every time. Like you need to be shamed.
They should ring the bell.
Hey, bro.
Hey, there's
Broke
some
ass
people-
over here, bro.
There's some people that really need it, bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
there is.
hey,
there is.
bro.
Single moms.
I get the
whatever.
people that really need it, but majority of these broke retards don't need it. And then they're like, "What's up? I got this weed. I'll pay you with this and
That's
that."
the
Like,
problem.
yeah.
You know how many bums do that?
Hey, bro, I went to this lady's house yesterday, right? And she was telling me she was inside the Safeway at the like line, and some lady was there with her EBT and shit. And she was trying to beg people like, "Hey, what's up? Let me buy you some shit with my EBT. Give me these couple bottles." The lady looked at her and was like, "Hell no, I'm not getting that. You shouldn't even be on there. You're trying to get alcohol and shit."
Yeah,
Went bad on her.
that's basically the lady's money.
crazy.
That's her taxpayers' money buying
Yep.
her bottles.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
So here's what the difference is now, and this is gonna we're gonna save a lot of money because first of all, I guess let me tell you guys about it. So work requirement for SNAP, Medicaid, and TANF. So you must work or volunteer at least 20 hours a week to get food stamp, Medicaid, or cash aid unless you're disabled or caring for a young child. So I did some deeper research on this. If you're between 19 and 64 years old, where you're not old, you're not disabled,
You're of working
you're not
age.
pregnant, you're within the working age. If you want to have Medicaid, you want to have food stamps, all of that, they're saying, you know what? You got it, but you have to show us at least 20 hours worth a week. You need to be working at least 20 hours, which is basically part-time.
Yep.
Because that shows us that you're working, you're trying, but you're not really making it all the way, which I agree with that. I feel like there's people who just need a little bit of help. You feel me? When
Bro,
you need it, you
that's
should get it.
2 full days in like 3 hours. Like, really, bro?
I feel like we
That's
can
not
expect
bad.
it.
Like,
bro.
Hey,
do
but
that
can we
shit,
drug
bro.
test them too?
Wait, hold on.
They already
It
have
might-
that.
it might have
That's
that.
already in place.
Well, it's not working.
Well, people always use fake
It's
piss
not
and shit.
working.
Well, they
So-
need to, revise that shit.
So check this out.
I'm about to get a part-time job drug testing SNAP recipients.
I feel like I feel like I kind of agree with being helping people. Some people you need it or whatever, or like let's say you do work part time, then you got kids you got to take care of, whatever, all that, and whatever you need some help. I agree with that. That's fine.
if you can pass a drug test,
Well, yeah, you should not be doing drugs with the money or the things you get. And,
well, then why do they all do it?
Hey, bro, you should not be doing drugs with the money, and you should also not be buying shit for yourself to get faded and selling your food stamps. Like, that should be for really people
You
that need
cannot
that
buy
shit, bro.
any type of vapes,
You know.
Black and Milds, cigarettes.
you can't already, bro. You can't do that.
Well,
With food stamps, you're supposed to only eat.
what do you mean you can't? They're
So the
doing
food
it.
stamp-
I
Hey,
see
but
them
you
all
can
the
get-
time.
Only
Hey.
if you sell them, bro, can you buy all that
Hey,
type
bro,
of shit.
Yeah.
No, if you get caught, like they should
Well,
have.
if you get caught, they take
They
you
should
off
have
of it.
like a parole type of shit. They go and they see you at the liquor store and bam, they take your food
That'd be
stamps.
too much work, bro. You buy those.
Hey,
not
hey,
for-
but no,
I'll pay for it. I'd rather my tax
This
money
would
go to
rather
that.
not give it to the trade workers. He rather like enforce food stamps.
I would rather.
Hey, bro, but part of the thing they were saying too, that a lot of the SNAP people that got like EBT and all that shit, they be buying hella junk food, bro. So they're unhealthy as shit.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
heard
the
they
reasons-
trying to
Because
crack
they
down on
make
that.
bad
What? Huh?
decisions.
I thought they was trying
Well,
to
what
crack
did
down on
RFK
that.
just
Yeah,
say?
RFK
You
said
can't
he's
buy-
gonna cancel that. So you can only buy healthy shit.
You can't even buy sodas, bro.
Yeah.
Good. No
Not even
soda.
diet sodas.
Not even
Nah, bro. Hey, y'all ask to drink some water.
zero,
Bro.
cuz. That's the end of communism. What's wrong with these fools with that?
Nah, you gotta incentivize
Well-
them to not be fat, loser, drug addict
Well,
piece of
this
shit.
fool. So his view
You can
on
still
it.
buy
fat fuck.
juice and juice smacks.
Look, RFK's view on it is that our
do it for the
taxpayer
views.
money is giving people money to buy food that's unhealthy, which then we got to give medical and spend a lot of money on treating them.
Disability because they weigh 600 pounds.
You think
Yeah,
these fat
exactly.
asses are gonna go buy vegetables all of a sudden?
So, hell no, bruh. Like,
Nah, but if they can't buy nothing but healthier food of some sort, maybe they take off hot Cheetos and all the like nacho cheese and like stupid shit.
bro, y'all
Don't come
remember?
for the Cheetos. Leave the Cheetos alone.
Hey, they already taking the red 40
you gotta
out
have
with us?
money for
No,
that,
we're
bro.
not gonna have
We're
red
about to have, like-
Cheetos anymore.
No,
if
they're
it
gonna-
tastes the same, I honestly don't care.
Yeah,
That's
If it
still
tastes
not
the
good.
same.
Shit about the color.
No, they
They
gotta look
do
hella
taste.
like watered down, like you washed it or
It
something.
don't
bro.
matter what it look like.
If
what
it
I
tastes
did.
the exact same, I don't care if it was blue.
I
The
think
taste
I
is
think
Yeah.
in
They do got blue
Japan,
ones, too.
they don't have the red coloring or something. One of the countries, but it tastes exactly the same, but it just doesn't look.
I
Like
won't
red.
be mad. I ain't gonna lie. There is something to that bright red color though.
Look at
There's
this next
something
one
to it.
though.
Hey,
It
my
just looks-
nails when I was going to school, like will always have like Cheeto shit right here, like embedded.
The red dust just
Yeah. Hey, you know I'm
Stains
doing.
your fingers.
Hey, you know I'm
like
doing
every
good when I'm
torta
at
at
lunch.
school.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
at lunch
let's
with my
get
red
to the
fingers
next one
and
because
shit.
we got a huge list.
All right.
This is wild. Stricter disability qualifications. You need 2 doctor certifications and biannual reviews to remain on disability. No more. I hurt my back in 2009 loopholes.
Hey, those bum ass.
You know how many fools be trying to scam disability? Cause
Everybody
Hey,
a mom.
You know the percentage of these dirtbags that join the army and they had desk jobs and all this type of shit, and then they leave or they're done with their serving, and all of a sudden they're on disability
because
they haven't even they were stuck in a room for 4 years and now they're disabled.
Bro,
Hey,
they ain't
you know why?
missing
They
no
got
legs.
PTSD, bro. They,
PTSD from
they
what?
heard about somebody's foot getting blown off.
Yeah, they heard.
Hey, you know
Hey,
why
shout
they
out
do
the
that?
vets, though. Shout out the vets. We support our troops.
Hey, but you know,
But
you know
not the
what? There's-
dirtbags that take advantage. If you get your foot blown off or you actually need disability, great. That's what it's for. But I joined the army and I swept the floors for 4 years at a shop, and all of a sudden now I have PTSD and give me monthly payments. Like you're a piece of shit.
What if there was arms and fingers on the floors that they had to
There was
sweep?
no arms and fingers down the street in Citrus Heights.
Yeah, there wasn't, bro. Some
Yeah,
of these,
yeah,
some
yeah.
of these folks haven't even experienced actual combat.
But
Yeah.
You know, like it's wild.
I'm gonna just
They
whatever,
played
leave
Call
it
of
there.
Duty while they were there, and now they have PTSD.
But you know what?
Call
fool?
of Duty,
I'm
bro.
pretty sure.
I got PTSD off Call of Duty.
I'm pretty sure, bro, that if you get injured or whatever in the army, you get to claim disability, or your salary for life type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
you
an
do.
ingrown hair while I was serving. Now I have disability.
I know some bum ass football nigga knows about that's trying to act like he's on disability. from
Hey,
our-
hey. Vets que porta nevedi.
Who is this?
Nah, some some
Piece of
fools,
shit is
some
this?
fools.
We'll cut him out.
We'll just,
I
we'll just talk
actually know
about
some-
some
Should we
later.
publicly shame him?
I
We
know
should.
some.
Shame.
I know some other bum ass fool acting like his back hurt. Straight shit from the army. You feel me? Anyway, let's move
Which
on.
one? Let's hear his hey, we all know a couple of those.
We're about to go beat
Fool,
his ass
scam
for
artists,
wasting my
there's
money.
plenty, bro. That's the reason why I'm gonna get to this too, but that's the reason why that bum ass fool in New York is making headlines for mayor is because he's offering free shit to the bums.
That fool's a piece of shit bitch.
Yeah. Let's wait till we get to that one.
Isn't he a Muslim?
Welfare time
Deport
limit
his ass.
enforcement. So
Wait,
they're-
what'd you say?
So the number 3 is they're putting a time limit on welfare, right? Full cash aid is limited to 24 months. You must show job search or training progression to requalify for job.
Okay.
So you got a 24 month limited. That's it. That's plenty of time, bro, to
2
find a new
years.
job.
Yeah.
2 years. If you ain't found a new job in 2 years, bro,
Hey, bro, get through this shit quick so we can talk shit about all of it.
work mandate for Section 8 housing, that should be Mendo.
Yeah,
If
that's
you're
like having food
able,
stamps.
if you're able and you're within that bracket of 19 to 64 and you're not disabled and there's nothing wrong with you, you should be working, okay? So that 100%, you should be, look at it says right here that you need to show active work, job training, or school enrollment to stay eligible. Okay, okay, I was about to say something, but somebody I know in my family, a lot of people live their whole life milking the system, never worked a day in their life. They got food stamps and all this shit and able ass people, bro.
Who?
Able.
Shame them right now publicly.
Okay.
Shame. We should have a shame day.
You just said
Shame
you
everybody.
just said you guys were getting ahead of this one. Mandatory drug test for benefits.
Good.
Okay.
What kind of drug test? Like Show me your P or
Random
FaceTime
drug
sort of
test
thing.
is now
or-
required. For SNAP, Section 8, TA, and Fs
Hey, bro.
recipients fail. If you fail once, you get paused. Fail twice, you disqualify for 12 months.
Hey, bro, that's damn near like really cool because
Yeah.
if you fail twice, you can't qualify for that for 12 months. Imagine how much taxpayer money you save, bro.
Hell yeah.
If you
12 months, all the
fail, you get
crackheads.
deported.
But the truth is, bro, most of these people
Yeah,
that
you
sit
get
around on
deported.
welfare all day, they
Wow.
do be sitting around smoking and drinking and shit.
What do you do when
Yeah.
you have no job and you don't have to work for food or nothing?
Well, you guys remember that old saying
You
back
do
in
what the
day?
Indians do.
But the thing we used to say back in the day, if you ain't got a job and you ain't smoking, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Y'all remember that?
I'd never said that because I wasn't a piece of shit. So I don't
Y'all don't remember that?
know. No.
That's what we used to say back in the day.
I didn't have food stamps back then.
If we
so-
back outside, you smoking, it's like, nah, you got a job? What the hell's wrong with you? You ain't smoking.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Here's another thing.
But can we have like a good process to check these people, or is it just like, hey, are you on drugs? No, okay. There you go.
Here's another one. Program stacking restrictions. You can only take advantage of 2 federal benefits. 2. Either you get food stamps and Medi-Cal, or you get housing and Medi-Cal, or whichever. You got to pick. You can't have it all. All right.
Okay.
Mandatory in-person check-ins. Every 90 days, recipients must appear in person with ID and update proof of income or work status. Missed check-ins, pause benefits.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because the crackheads won't show up like, hey,
Yeah.
like, yeah. They
Well,
won't show
crackheads-
up.
I was trying to get y'all. They didn't go get my job.
Well, crackheads are not going to show up, bro.
I don't know how to do this.
Crackheads are not going
Like-
to show up anyway. Look at this
Well,
one.
that's what I'm saying.
Aid is restricted to U.S. legal residents. No more federal aid unless you have a social security number or a green card. This is
a
going to
big
save
one.
a lot of money.
How
a
is
big
this new?
Well, you know
Who? Like
we're-
just
Bro,
random
the-
people are getting this
Hell
benefit?
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Anybody.
bro.
How?
Yeah.
This you're supposed to be a citizen of this country to receive this type of aid.
Nah, the libs give it to everybody.
Oh my god.
Bro,
Yeah,
they
look.
giving cell phones, they giving hotel credits.
Yeah,
Freaking
bro.
They giving
Hey, you know what?
Snap.
There was this thing about with the Obama phone. Bro, if you you basically the people that sell the Obama phones get hella phones from the government that it's connected or whatever Obama phone.
Yeah.
As long as you have like proof of you receiving any Medicaid, any of that shit. You just give them the Medicare card or SNAP or whatever EBT.
I don't even think you need that, bro, because back in the day when I was a dirtbag, I had an Obama phone.
Yeah.
And I didn't show
That's
proof
why you
of
had 3
nothing.
phones, cuz?
Yeah, one of those 3 phones was an Obama phone.
So this fool has 3 phones and he still gets a free phone. You hear this shit?
What the
bro.
hell does Obama have to do with giving people's phones?
Because
Like,
he wanted
that's-
his name in the hood.
It was like
How
a
is that a thing?
connection act or something that
Go to
everyone
the
should
library,
have
use the
access.
computer, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I
Nah,
seen
bro,
a
but
bum
that
the other
was-
day, straight scrolling on like YouTube or some shit next to his cart,
Hey,
bro.
bro, but how come people can't get jobs when there's free phones out there though?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
bro.
you
It's
need
not
to
that
be
they
able-
can't, they
Because
don't
they
want
can't
to.
get IDs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because their job is telling them not to smoke weed. And they're not gonna do that shit. Hell no.
So, okay,
That's
let's go to
crazy.
the last 2. We have 2 more. If your kids aren't attending school, you can't receive child-related aid like food or housing credits. Ties child-based federal assistance to verified school enrollment and attendance. I mean, I wouldn't think people wouldn't send their kids to school anyway, but okay, that kind of makes sense.
I thought that was already Mando that you have to have your kids in school.
It was, but I mean, who knows? Maybe they weren't enforcing it, or maybe like it wasn't connected to like benefits.
Maybe, or maybe people just say that they homeschool and they don't do shit.
Hey, but
Who
I
knows?
don't think there needs to be a mandate on sending your kids to school. I feel like just leave the parents be. Let them do what they want. Like
you should be able to choose
But
with your
then,
own
but
kids.
then, bro, what if you got retard parents that end up raising a bunch of retarded kids?
Hey,
yeah, but now you're forcing me to take my kid to a shitty ass school, or what? You're gonna take them away?
Well, it shouldn't
yeah.
force you to go
Oh,
to
yeah.
like a certain school, but like I feel like some schooling should be mando.
whether it's homeschool or something, but you should educate your
Bro,
kids,
you know how
too.
many freaking Russians would
Well,
keep all
I'm
their
not
kids
saying
at school
that I don't
with
want to
no
educate
nothing?
my kid. I'm just
Bro.
saying you can't come take away my kid if I don't put him in
Hey,
public school.
Bro,
It's,
what?
it's bro.
Because that's just worse.
They shame the shit out of you if your kid gets a couple tardies, bro. They make it seem like it's a big ass deal,
Yeah.
like you about to get in trouble or something.
Yeah, like bro, that's my kid. If I want my kid to be schooled at home by me and my own
Well, you
whatever,
can do that.
I don't
then-
think that's a problem, bro. They're just saying for dirtbags that maybe don't.
I
have the
feel
kids in
like
schools.
what this is basically saying, if you're not gonna be in school whatever, have school related stuff, you're not gonna take advantage of it.
What they're saying is we're not going to pay you to raise your kid if you're not going to educate them so they can eventually contribute to society.
Can you imagine a bunch of like 5 million uneducated ass kids because there was no school requirement? They can't even read and shit.
Bro,
They're
but-
still uneducated.
Hey, bro, but even now with like the school systems and stuff like that, bro, they get paid per how many people like attend the school.
They do, bro.
And also based on performance.
Yeah.
So they be pushing kids to pass just to get paid.
Well, here's
Some
my
kids are
issue.
retarded, bro.
Here's my
Not
issue with
bad.
schools. I feel like this is what I think it should be. I think because basically the schools get paid based on the people in the area, like your house taxes. If you look at them, there's part of the housing taxes go to the schools. I feel like if nobody from my household goes to your school, you
should have
shouldn't
to
get the
pay.
money for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I take my kid to a different school because I don't like your school because of your teachers, that school should get the money from me.
Yeah.
Not
Agreed.
schools just go do all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
And we're lucky that they just passed the thing now in the, I don't know if it passed through Senate or what happened, but now you can opt out of LGBTQ training for your kids. Before that was like Mando, like you couldn't pull them out and it was a big deal over it.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm saying they shouldn't mandate kids going to school or they're gonna take them away. Because if I live in a shitty area and all my schools are shitty like that, trying to teach my kids bullshit, I'd rather just for my kids to just stay at home and I'll teach them shit.
Yeah, I'll teach them
Bro,
myself.
I'll put them on a YouTube learning course and I'll make them watch a bunch of videos and do the curriculum in the videos.
He'd probably
And
learn
you'll be
more
smarter.
anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They
Yeah.
got some pretty cool little programs, bro. They'll send you a laptop for free. You meet via Zoom with the
Yeah.
teacher once a week. They got curriculum, all that shit.
Right.
We thought about it because these schools have been
Caca.
interesting, to say the least. Some of
Yeah,
the shit
they do
that they
be
try to push on you.
And the problem is, bro, they're showing that like only 1 in 13 actual not students. So one teacher in every 13 teacher is basically conservative or Republican. Everybody else is super left leaning. So these guys, no wonder why all the younger whatever people come out with super crazy liberal mindsets is because of that same thing, bro. Like who you gonna be around 8 hours a day as a kid?
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
one thing I can say, bro, is like, you know, our teachers are really important and all that, but god damn, a lot of them are hella libs. And then
They are.
at the same time, like, who the hell goes to school and says, one day I want to be a teacher? Like, damn, the pay
Exactly.
sucks.
Soft ass
Yeah.
weirdos.
Bro, like, who you go to school, I'm like, damn, I can't wait to get out of this shit. And then people go to school, go back to school to be back in school forever. Like, jeez.
There's some people who love kids and who want to help out, and they really.
That's kind of sus.
I don't know. I think it's probably mostly women. Let's be real here.
Yeah,
But then you hear about
100%.
the predator women ass teachers
Nowadays,
getting knocked
shit.
up by 13-year-old kids and shit.
Damn.
There's
That's
a lot of
crazy
weirdos.
shit.
But there's weird people.
I
everywhere,
had some
though.
really good teachers in high school that are dudes. and-
Amazing teachers, bro.
and-
McClellan.
yeah, I'm telling you, like I learned so much from them, and they weren't liberals. You know,
Yeah.
they were very.
But I don't think we even
Well,
knew
they
about
weren't
that
like
shit
that
back
back
then.
in the day.
No, but now that I know about this kind of shit, I'm like, yeah, that was definitely like.
Well,
on the
if
conservative
1
side.
in 13 are whatever Republican / conservative, and the rest of 12 are not, most likely, most of your teachers were probably libs, but you just didn't know it.
You mean to tell me that they represent the other MAGA?
The blue MAGA, bro. So that leads us into the blue MAGA movement. I got a little video for you guys to watch. So if you want to slap it on the screener,
Hey, can we shame the teacher that I had in 5th grade?
shame him right now, publicly.
Because this dipshit told me that the vein, blood in your body is actually blue, and then when it hits oxygen, it turns red. So you actually have blue blood in your body, not red. And I went home and I was like, yeah, you guys are all idiots, don't know nothing. And then I looked it up after you guys gassed me on it, and I went back to school and I was like, what the hell? You just gave me some bullshit as a teacher. I'm supposed to trust you.
You can't.
It's like ChatGPT giving me the wrong answer on purpose. How am I supposed to trust you after that?
That's wild.
You went to college for this. You teaching me this bullshit?
Hey, bro, ChatGPT, I asked some of it the other day, and it gave me some bullshit ass lib ass answer. I was like, bro, what the hell?
ChatGPT.
Did you ask him to give you the regular answer, not the crybaby bullshit answer?
Nah, I just
So
went,
look,
I went and looked up.
You
other
guys may have
sources
to
and
use
shit.
you guys may have to use Grok because apparently Elon asked it some shit or whatever, and it came out with the liberal answer. And he's like, "Oh hell no, this ain't gonna happen. We're gonna have to fix that."
Can they change the name from Grok to something like normal?
Grok sounds stupid as shit.
I don't know.
Because I'm
but-
not using no Grok. Like that's
Well,
like
I don't
using.
think you
like,
gotta call it Grok. You just go on Twitter. It's
Why
on
you
there.
like
It's
Glocks?
built into the app.
I'm just saying, like it's
Oh,
like using Bing for something.
hey, you know
I'm gonna
what?
Bing it, guys.
Apparently, this fool Elon Musk just came out with something they call X Chat, which is basically gonna be part of the.
Can he pick a different letter?
No,
Everything
he's-
is X.
It's all
I'm
gonna
sick of
be
this.
called X. All of it. It's
SpaceX,
because it's
X.
on the Twitter app, and it's basically gonna be a substitute for WhatsApp. But on WhatsApp, you gotta have an actual phone number to connect to it. This one has nothing. It's like straight up encrypted, supposedly like between. You could basically even do dirt on it, type shit.
Damn.
What is this? Like
Start
a messaging
trapping
app?
again.
Through Twitter, you can basically do messaging app just like WhatsApp and all that shit.
Yeah, no one's gonna use it. I'd rather use my
What's that?
Drug
iMessage.
dealers.
But there's like hella people all over the world. WhatsApp is like huge everywhere else but America.
Because WhatsApp is basically iMessage, but for all the brokies that can't afford an iPhone. That's
Hey.
what it is.
Hey, bro.
I had to use WhatsApp when I had an Android for a year, and I felt like I was a straight retard. Like, I had to use a different app to message people. Like, bro, this is
You
ridiculous.
might have been a retard.
Bro, I had people be like, used to tell me like, "Oh, download WhatsApp." Like, nah, bro, you trying to call me or some shit.
Nah, bro, if you can't FaceTime me on
No.
iMessage, your bubble's not blue, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
so let's look at this blue MAGA stuff. I'm gonna turn it up for you guys. This guy Jesse wants
Crip
us.
MAGA? Oh,
That,
shit.
that is Crip Waters right
Watch.
there. That fool's a
Hey,
straight
hold
thug,
on.
bro.
Where's the sound? Cuz?
Why is Gucci Flex calling me?
He be talking that shit.
All right, y'all ready for this?
MAGA revitalized the party. We hear they're making blue hats that say "Make California Great Again" and swapping out the Village People for Stevie Wonder. I guess if you just can't beat them, you join them. Democrats are admitting Trump was right about everything.
Nobody comes out looking better than Donald Trump and the MAGA right.
Yeah.
Because the things that they were saying, the things that they were accusing the left of, the things that they were accusing legacy media of, whether it's true or not, they look right. They look like they were on point.
Democrats have never admitted we were right about anything. And now they're admitting we were right about everything? I don't even know how to take that. It's never happened before. They're all saying, "You got us, we lied."
Democrats just spent 4 years arguing that the border was fine, inflation was not a problem, and Joe Biden was up to the job. And I think that 4 years of that message was really harmful. I think there are a lot of reasons why there are crises in confidence in the news media, in Democratic Party, in institutions. And I think all of it needs to be hashed out, acknowledged, and discussed.
Was that Tapper or Hannity? This isn't fun anymore. What's the point of having two parties if one side just keeps saying the other side's right? Did Democrats just surrender? Tapper's even saying we were right about lawfare.
I think it is problematic when people run for prosecutor and promise to go after a specific politician. And both Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, and Alvin Bragg, the District Attorney of New York, both of them did that. And that, to me, is problematic because you're not saying this is the offense and we need to bring justice to this perpetrator. You're saying, I'm going to go after him. And I think that there was a degree to which that was tolerated by the media writ large.
I'm glad he's saying it, but why didn't he say it on his show? The guy was on the air for what, 2 hours a day? CNN called it the trial of the century. Now Tapper's saying, yeah, it was all cooked up by Tish.
Yep. This guy was literally one of the main ones doing all the things that he was talking about. If you go back to all of his shows, he was talking crap about his backing Biden, talking shit about Trump, how he's a criminal, they're this, they're that. Like, and now he's over here coming back around.
Well, U.S. aid got shut down. He's not getting paid anymore. So now it's like, I got nothing to lose. May as well just be.
Well, that's what this fool's saying. It's no fun no more. It's like when you talk shit to somebody And they're like, oh, that was a good one. Like, all right, it's no longer fun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Now we got blue megas. I bet that catch nobody with blue mega hat. I'm throwing them out.
Hey, bro, if I see a blue mega, I'm just gonna assume that you love Trump. I don't know. Like, what else? Right? It says make
Maybe
America great
red's-
again.
red's not
I
your
agree
color.
with your message. Right?
Hey, but the thing is, like, how you guys are gonna really steal the slogan?
But you're not stealing it. You're representing it. What are you? You have to explain yourself to every liberal that you talk to.
If you put your pride down, I'm like, yep, all right, yeah. I mean, you guys were right.
Bro, that piece of shit needs to be sued. He needs to be the brokest person ever. He needs to get beat up, first of all.
Well, they don't get sued,
Okay,
bro.
he lied.
We do not call
The
for
network does.
violence.
Hey, he lied on national television for years, bro. Because of him.
Well, he's not the only one.
He's a straight bitch.
I know he's a bitch, but he's not the only one.
Straight up.
There's a lot of them that
Yeah,
did it.
that's real.
No,
that's
all
real.
of them though. And then he goes and tries to sell a book, basically saying that he's an idiot, and the whole time what people seen in front of their face, he didn't. Being a reporter, bro.
It's hard to see what's in front of your face when there's so much money coming at you from USID.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
USAID?
Well,
USAID.
Bro, he probably embezzled. I don't know. They didn't investigate that piece of shit.
You got an ID? Well,
I won't see anything if you give me enough money.
And they need to deport this piece of shit right here.
What do you guys
I
think
can
about
see
this?
through these thousands of dollars.
There's so many hundreds.
throw this on the screen real quick. This is basically the top runner of New York mayor.
Why the hell do they always pick these
He's
type
got
of
hella
weirdos?
beef with the. I mean, Trump got beef with him. Everybody else got beef with him. This guy's basically just a straight socialist. He wants pretty much free everything you could think of, literally. Raise taxes on billionaires, on millionaires.
And
on,
who voted for this retard? Are the people of New York too stupid? They're picking the same type of retard every time, bro.
Bro, they're freaking idiots. They did the same in Chicago, and they're probably going to end up doing the same shit in Cali again, bro. These retard ass libs.
People are gonna wake up, bro. But this is a crazy
At when?
headline.
When are they going
What's
to
the
wake
headline?
up?
Well,
They're
he's basically saying, it says,
The price
Mondani
is
says
white.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, these fools are literally ruining economies, bro. And New
Nah,
York,
this
New York
fool-
is fat, bro.
He said white neighborhoods should pay higher property taxes.
And black neighborhoods need to be drug tested.
Yeah.
It's the same message, bro.
If you
Come
look
on.
at the comments, it said, imagine if a white candidate said this about black neighborhoods.
Seriously.
There'd
That
be
is
outrage,
crazy.
bro. There'd be
Yeah.
protests.
Look, as a black man, this dude gotta go. Who the F would elect this guy? That's
Bro.
racist. That's the most racist stuff I've seen.
Bro,
Seriously.
how they do this shit just
What do you
plain
mean?
out in the open and don't consider that like a hate crime?
Yeah.
Like how?
Because, bro, the liberals feel like they could do whatever they want. The cities and the places that they are in, they're all ran by them, and nobody's gonna prosecute somebody like that. That BZ AOC, the most freaking socialist BZ, was backing them up, and they both kind of came together, and he got the votes. Plus, he's making. There's like, I think New York has one of the second highest population of Muslims in America, and he's getting all the Muslim votes because he's promoting the Muslim stuff. He's making ads in Muslim. He was one of the ones that was talking about Palestine, this and that, and like
he needs to get deported now.
all of that. And
Deportation.
the-
there's
Deport
actually
his ass,
there's
bro.
actually an interview of some guy asking him, if you want to be part of our, if you're gonna become part of our city or whatever, will you denounce Sharia law? And he denies to do it. He wouldn't do it
Oh, yeah. Deported.
because Sharia
right away.
law is
Deported.
basically like their own way of living. You know, that law about the Muslim law or whatever. And people are like, we don't want to live under that type of stuff. And if you guys, enough of you guys get in there, well, then that could become the way things go. And we don't want that, you know?
Isn't that what happened in like London or England where the Muslims came through and took over offices
Yep.
and now they
Yeah.
run most of the cities and shit?
Bro, they
now?
have Sharia law courts.
Yeah, bro.
In
let's look it
London.
up.
That's
Yeah, bro.
crazy
Can you believe that?
work.
Hey.
Some of the top politicians there that make rules and laws and that kind of shit are Muslims.
Wow.
Hey, bro.
That whole country is about to be like
They're
Iraq.
taking over, yeah.
So you know what's interesting is that they were actually trying to make an entire community of like only Muslims.
Oh, I saw
Like,
that,
only
yeah.
Muslims are allowed, shit like that.
Yep.
And they said, nah, bro, that's not gonna work. So the government put a shutdown
Yeah.
to it. How you gonna make a straight terrorist ass
Hey.
community, bro?
Can you believe
crazy as
the
shit.
king of that country allowed these people to infiltrate that country and change laws in cities and all kinds of stuff? And the king's just sitting there like a freaking pussy, like
He's a straight
I don't know,
bitch.
I heard those fools don't really like got power like that. They're kind of
I
like
don't think they do.
they're like the mascots or representatives. They're the face.
So then, what the hell is the point of having a king?
I don't know. I think the prime minister. There's other little positions that are almost like the president of America, and they are the ones who make the laws. If I'm not mistaken.
Look at this
I
right
don't know.
here.
These British.
It
Fucks.
says, look at this headline, bro. It talks about, like, with 85 Sharia courts, UK becomes Western capital for Islamic rulings. Britain is now home to 85 Sharia courts that rule on family matters of marriage and divorce, with Muslims from North America and Europe coming to appeal to these Islamic councils. Britain is emerging as the Western capital for Sharia courts. Organizations are expressing concerns. But I mean, who the hell, like, that's only between them, not really through, they're not going to go put that shit on nobody else.
Well, what do you mean?
They're only
They're
between Muslims
making their own laws
for
against-
themselves.
Yeah, for
You
themselves.
shouldn't
But
have that, bro. You can't come
as
to
an
America.
American, bro, like if you're an American, you go by the American law, not some random Muslim law that tells me that I can decapitate my wife if she does something I don't like.
Well,
Like,
I'm pretty sure
exactly.
they're not going to try to do.
well, that's Sharia law. If you uphold Sharia law, then you're allowed to do a lot of
but
weird
I mean,
shit.
that's not. They're not going to get away with it here. Well, I think once they get to a
well,
point,
not
like,
here, but there they
they'll
are.
probably try to do it whatever is like legal within like our standards or whatever. But like, I don't even understand. You want Sharia law? You want this all this shit? Go back there, bro.
Bro, there's countries that's all they have. Imagine, like, you as a Christian, you go to a country and it's the opposite of what you want, but there's a whole country right there that does every single thing that you agree with.
Go the hell there.
Why wouldn't if there was a Christian country where all of my beliefs, all of my whatever, that's where it's at, that's where I would go. The freedom to be who you want to be, that's where I'd go. Why do you think we're in the freaking US?
Yeah, America.
But if I'm a Muslim and the ideal world for me is Sharia law in my state, in my country, in my beliefs, my whole core is about that, there's countries out there that
Yeah.
do exactly what you want.
Well, they want all of the goods with none of the bads.
And why is it that they always go, Muslims, they go from Sharia law, bullshit, destroyed country to a Christian nation because life is better there. Then they want their beliefs and they take them there and they force them onto other people.
Yeah.
They destroy that land. And then now they have to go somewhere else.
You guys want to see what I just asked?
Nah, bro, screw Sharia
I
law.
just asked ChatGPT. I said, "What does the Sharia law court do in the UK?" It says, "What they handle." It says they handle Islamic divorces, especially when a woman wants to be released from an Islamic marriage, religious marriage validation, inheritance of family disputes under Islamic guidelines, advice or rulings on behavior, religious practice, or meditation. What they cannot do. This is the list of that. Cannot override UK law or court rulings, cannot enforce decisions legally. They are only binding if both parties agree voluntarily. Cannot deal with criminal cases or issues like child custody under UK law. What they can do with consent in civil matters, two consenting parties may agree to settle disputes using Sharia tribunal, and if it complies with UK attribution or arbitration law. The ruling does not contradict UK public policy or statutory rights. So it's like a lot of like beef between it's almost like what would you call this in America? But with their own religious standard. You would call
Family
this not just family court, but like what do you call that?
A cult?
Mediation?
Yeah.
What do you mean with-
Mediation is where you meet with somebody.
Some sort of
and-
mediation for these religious groups or whatever. But anyway, that still sounds weird.
So I'm finna take this fool Borrego to Sharia court and be like, he kicked my dog.
Hey, but
Okay,
so-
now you can kill his sheep.
Hey,
Dang it, you better run.
So let's get to the entertainment part of our podcast.
Okay.
And I want to show you guys the liberal of the week, if you guys are okay with that.
We have a new
Bro,
segment. Is that what it's called?
You bringing up your boy right there?
No, you gotta see this, bro.
Liberal of the week. All right, let's go.
Hold on. Liberal of the week.
Be impregnated. You think that
Hold on, watch
cows are being raped?
Let me redo it.
What did he just say about cows?
Hold on. How do I reset
cows.
this?
Just set it back.
But I don't know why
Okay.
it keeps like hold on. Where's the?
You gotta press the mute.
All right.
A cow has to be impregnated. You think that cows are being raped? I gotta be honest. Yes. I've been doing this for 12 years. I've never heard that before.
Yes, but they are raped because they're not referred to as being raped. They're said to be forcibly inseminated. How come that's okay, but raping a small child is not?
What?
Bro,
Y'all want to see it again?
Who
that's
gave this
a
retard a
pedophile.
mic?
Keep him in the eye.
You heard that
FBI.
shit? Do it
To
again.
produce milk, a cow has to be impregnated.
You think that cows are being raped? I gotta be honest.
Yes.
I've been doing this for 12 years. I've never heard that before.
Yes, but they are raped because they're not referred to as being raped. They're said to be forcibly inseminated. How come that's okay, but raping a small child is not?
Bro.
Oh my God.
What
God.
a dumbass.
That's the liberal of the week, bruh.
If you hired that dumbass, you're a dumbass, and you're probably a pedo.
How are you gonna
Dumbass.
say I was gonna get to rape a cow, but not a kid? Like you really
Bro,
retarded?
this fool's a
Deport that guy.
retard, bro.
yeah,
that fool
deport
does
his
need
ass
to
back
call
to
ICE.
China or wherever the hell.
So
he's
that's
from.
a
Bro, if you're
perfect.
that stupid, you gotta go.
That's a perfect introduction to our rapist of the century, P Diddy.
Damn.
He is the rapist of the
Oh my
century.
God!
What's
So,
up with this rapist? I need to
Oh.
go bring his ass up.
so look at this. 50 Cent congratulates rival Diddy for not guilty verdict on top of charges. He calls him the gay John Gotti.
Damn, bro.
So who would have thought that P Diddy was gonna basically walk away with this?
Well, I had a feeling because he has a lot of money and a lot of people that he has a lot of videos of powerful people doing weird shit.
Bro, it doesn't make sense, okay? To me, it just doesn't make sense. Supposedly they had all the shit and all the evidence, like, where's all that shit at?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's everything they said?
It
They had
disappeared.
testimonies popped up, said things like, what? Like,
So,
come on,
They had a
man.
video of Joe Biden and they couldn't show it. That's it.
Well,
I
here's
think he probably pulled some shit and said, "Hey, I got exactly."
Of course he did.
I got video of Joe Biden touching a little kid. Let me go. Give me the discharge. Get this retard to say
That's the
that
only
he doesn't
explanation.
use
Let
my
me tell
charges.
you what I heard. What I heard about this is that this was a setup from the beginning. I'm not sure how you could set up a jury, like convicting you or not, but maybe you're just not going to introduce enough evidence to convict. But anyway, apparently people are saying this would have been a setup from the beginning because they just raided his house to take the tapes of people that really didn't want him in his hands. Once they found out that he had all these tapes or whatever, they just wanted to take him away from him. So they were like, we're going to have to go through this. That's what I heard. I don't know how.
Hey, why
Is that
wasn't
true?
this live?
That's
like-
true too.
The Johnny Depp and that dumbass was live for like 2 weeks. Why wasn't this?
I don't know.
Why can't we see the evidence as
Bro,
the people?
It's hella sus. Even the Epstein files.
Yeah.
There were hell of them were buried in New York, bro. What the FBI didn't even know about it. They didn't want to tell anybody where they were at. So Pam Bondi ran up in the federal building and was like, "Where the hell's all the case files, bro?" It says here there was thousands, and I only see like a few boxes or whatever. So he's like, "Where is all these files?" There was thousands of hours of testimony and investigations, all that. They went to New York and found the whole room full of shit, bro. Evidence that the Dems were hiding and shit. You know?
Well,
And who's the jury, the lineup of jury? So we can go and...
it was interesting because in the beginning they were making it seem like everybody was on on the same thing, but one juror, which it was kind of weird. People were thinking that everybody wanted to convict them on charges, but one didn't want to. So it's kind of like misleading.
Didn't they say it was a gay guy or something?
It was a gay white man and we're like, oh, of course the gay white man's gonna take a rap for Diddy.
He probably
or-
took that fool's cheeks.
Who knows? But here's one thing you also want to consider, bro. This fool literally got acquitted on all top 3 like worst charges, which is what sex trafficking and RICO, and then like what was it? Another serious one. He basically only got charged with prostitution, crossing state lines, or whatever it was. But this is the same court that freaking found Donald Trump guilty of 34 felonies.
Yeah.
Oh, what a coincidence. It's the same court, same retards.
Yeah.
Wait, this fool didn't get off though, and they denied his bail. He might do 10, 20 years.
No, he ain't doing that.
Well, he probably won't, but
No.
that's what's on the table.
Well, supposedly the charges that he has, they're only like, I mean, I'll search it up, but from what I understand watching videos, it was talking about how it's like 12 to 17 months per charge.
They tried to recommend, or I forgot what they called it, what the courts was asking for, the prosecution. And it was quite some time. It was like 10 to 20.
I heard that they can do some sort of thing where they can like, I don't know if they call them stacking or whatever, like to consider the other like things that he did.
No, they said they were gonna do it consecutive, not concurrent, which means one at a time instead of at the same time. Because there's some cases where you have multiple charges and you might get 5 years for both, but they'll run those 5 years at the same time. That's concurrent.
Hey, go up, bro. Go up to the other side. Keep going. Right there. So basically, he's not guilty for racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by fraud or force or whatever, but for transportation for prostitution. So he basically only got convicted of buying prostitutes.
No,
Transportation
buying them
and prostitution.
Ubers.
Yeah, that's some
Bro,
bullshit.
that's the stupidest
Bullshit.
shit
That
I've seen,
is some
bro.
bullshit.
Yeah.
But
Look at that, bro. Like
Why-
that
I don't-
doesn't. None of that makes sense.
I see here on this it says 10 years each charge, but that doesn't. From what I understand, those are way lower charges, and I doubt they'll give him more, bro. Like for prostitution, really?
Yeah. No, that's like obviously the trafficking involved. Sometimes it's a serious crime, but just buying a hooker, that's not considered a really bad charge.
No, it's not. It's not like
It's
send
not
him in
like
jail
murder.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
It's
considered
not. It's
crazy.
not selling Justin Bieber's booty hole. None of that.
Look,
Like,
here's
what happened
my-
to that?
He cashed out on that.
Yeah, but see, then again, like he took this fool's cheeks while he was
Allegedly.
Look, bro,
Everything is
he
alleged.
took that fool's cheeks. They should have put that fool on trial and say, bro, did this fool really take his cheeks and the whole shit? And then he only gets 4 to 5 years, comes back, takes Justin's cheeks again. Dang.
Here's the
Hey,
way I look
if
at
Diddy
it.
took
though.
my cheeks, I don't know if I want to tell people either.
Everybody already knows.
It never
took the
happened.
cheeks.
Hey, but check this out, bro. Like, okay, we know that he got away with it pretty much, like, because he was probably guilty of most things besides maybe I don't think he was convicted for RICO, or he was guilty for RICO, in my opinion.
Bro, this fool should have been there sometime. He allegedly was the one who shot somebody else in the club, and his partner took the fall for that. Supposedly, allegedly, that's why J-Lo left his ass. He used to make J-Lo carry the pistol in her purse. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
I mean-
been out here doing crazy
I'm
shit.
sure
He's
that-
been a grimy ass bitch forever, bro.
Clearly, we're
He
just
is,
saying
like-
allegedly because it's shit we hear on the net, so we don't know 100%. But let's
Allegedly, we do know 100%.
but think about that. but think about this. If all the only charges he got charged for, if the other ones, let's say, if we didn't know anything about it and he didn't really get convicted for those, then really he shouldn't be doing that much time just for bringing some hoes over state line.
Nah,
I don't think he should even do a year for that.
that's
We just know he's a dirtbag. But aside from that, like if you really found him not guilty, you
yeah.
then got to treat him not guilty.
I think you posted in our group about how allegedly Cassie might have implicated herself and get the same charges.
Who was it? Vlad
It was
TV.
Vlad, yeah.
said that, hey, if P. Diddy got charged for this, she should have been charged for that too because she did the same shit with him.
Supposedly she was like orchestrating and like helping out and a willing
Bro,
participant.
100%, I believe she should also be charged for this stuff because guess what? She was participating in this stuff for how many years? She could solicit for prostitution over state lines and do crazy things. I even heard a recording of her talking about telling some fool, if you don't do this shit, I'm gonna kill your ass and shit. I heard it on the net. Like, what? Like, and you're the victim that walked away with $50 million from P. Diddy?
Bro, that's the problem with the government. Sometimes it's hella corrupt where like too many people are being implicated. So they try to brush it under the mat. I mean, it's been going back for centuries and shit, like, or generations or whatever the hell you want to call it. So then I feel like in a sense, even with this fool Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein and certain people and shit, like what happened to that, bro? What happened to the homos in the White House beating cheeks on the freaking desks? What happened to the coke? What happened to like all the shit that we really wanted to
Supposedly
know
these fools
about?
are gonna investigate the coke case.
What happened to the laptop?
That too. What happened to Joe Biden? Joe Biden should be in jail right now with his old ass and the rest.
Oh, no,
I
but
think
he's not
dead.
fit. He's not fit to face trial, remember?
I think he's dead.
But he's fit to run the country, though.
Nah,
Yeah,
he-
you remember that?
That fool. I think that they should probably let him rot in jail if he really did some shit until he dies, bro.
If he's even
that
alive,
old
bro.
bastard.
When's the last time we seen his mummy ass?
yeah, I don't think he's alive.
He
I don't
probably
know.
is not. He got cancer and hell of shit.
Yeah,
Let
I
him live
forgot
the rest
about
of
that.
his cancer life in jail. He's a punk.
Crazy work.
Well, you're not gonna hear about him dying because supposedly that was just like a double. So
That's a robot.
They got clones, cuz.
They forget to tell us that he died like 20 years from now. Oh, yeah, Joe Biden dead.
bro.
Well, what do you guys think about this donkey freaking Liver King, bro?
I think he's a tweaker. Have you seen the videos of him?
Yeah, that's all I'm like.
I think
like
he's on drugs, bro.
He's
Either he's on
allegedly-
drugs, either he's on some hard ass shit, or the whole steroid thing just broke him mentally, and now he's trying he's super desperate for attention to be relevant again, and nothing else is working.
Like the Island Boys.
My guess is
Pretty
that
much.
that's kind of what's going on, bro. Because this fool basically probably fallen off, and now he's like, "How am I gonna get back into the light if I start some shit with Joe Rogan? And what if Joe Rogan actually takes it, and now I could be like one of those Jake Paul fools that fights the influencer type shit? Even if he was to get whooped, he's still in the freaking light for heck long. You know what I'm saying?
true,
So
But why Joe Rogan out of anyone? He'll beat the dog shit out of you,
Joe
bro.
Rogan talks shit to
I
him.
would not call Joe Rogan out. I'll call somebody else out.
Well, Joe, he's
Go
blaming
fight Logan Paul.
He's blaming his whole downfall on Joe Rogan and the more plates, more dates guy. Y'all seen him on YouTube?
Yeah,
He talks
yeah.
about supplement usage and this and that. But they did a podcast together. It was on the Joe Rogan show, and they were talking about how there's no way this fool could be natural.
Well, no shit.
Well, it came out, leaked DM or whatever, all the stuff that he was on.
Right.
So then people kind of boycotted him, whatever, because he was selling all these supplements, man.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
placentas and bull testicle, this and that. He was making millions, bro. That much rich.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
fool supposedly he sells for like $100 million a year.
Yeah. He's balling out the asshole. But
So why are you tripping? Okay, you had a good run. You got caught lying. It's your mistake. It's not anybody else's mistake.
yeah. I'll sail off into the sunset on a yacht, man. Laughing.
Well, the thing is, this fool got exposed, like this fool saying, when he got exposed, Joe Rogan put on the podcast, and guess what? Everybody else, because he had so many views, got it. You feel me? Started talking about it, and I don't think it's just that. Before he even got exposed, I'm pretty sure that Joe Rogan was talking about like, I don't know, there's no way that fool's natty. Whoop. And Joe Rogan has a video where he's talking about how this fool keeps coming up to him at like shows, and like he'll go everywhere Joe Rogan is at and try to talk to him to let him be on the podcast. So that was like one of his obsessions.
he was like
Freaking weirdo.
stalking this fool.
Yeah, you could get charged for stalking, bro.
He pulled up to Austin and he kept being hella weird, bro. He had this little box. And allegedly there was a gun in the box, and he was saying this is a gift for Joe Rogan. Woo, woo.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what's in the box, but he said, "What's up, Joe? I got something for your ass." Woo, woo.
Yeah.
And then he gets busted, and then he gets bailed out or whatever, and then he's like, "Oh, well, you're a freaking." I don't know. He basically was talking shit like, "I was just bringing you a gift. Like it wasn't."
Yeah, okay.
But
I got you something, bro. You gonna die.
But bro, that fool wasn't
Hey.
gonna do shit, bro. He was doing it for publicity.
But everybody,
You never know, bro.
that's ever seen Liver King knows that he was on steroids. No matter how many bull testicles he ate, that's a steroids body.
I'ma get on
Everybody
steroids,
said
bro.
it,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
not just Joe Rogan.
Hey, but imagine being that old and looking like that fool. That's worth it.
Well, you think The Rock ain't on gear?
Oh,
everybody-
yeah.
That
Hell
fool's
yeah,
like
he's on gear,
50
bro.
something years old. He's bigger than he's ever been.
Bro, if you're
Allegedly.
if you are a freaking a celebrity and you're buff and you're making movies whooping hell ass at freaking 60, bro, you on something.
Yeah.
Bro, it's not hard to know who's on steroids. It's like spotting a woman with Botox.
Exactly.
I swear, this isn't a BBL.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
You
Like,
know about BBLs, cuz?
yeah. I've seen one that looks lopsided. Every once in a while, she'll come around.
What? Who?
Hey, bro, you always trying to expose some shit out here, bro.
I didn't call any names. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
hey, Ben over here needs to just think.
Bro, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's like you can't tell me that you're not on steroids. You look like you're pumped full of shit. You ever seen those bulls that are like so muscular that they can barely move their head and shit?
Yeah.
You trying to tell me that's natural?
No.
Come on.
The bulls are natty.
Nah,
Well,
the
let's-
bulls are stuffed with shit.
Let's normalize steroid usage.
Hey, but
these broads
bro,
can do-
use your steroids and be open about it and cool. Like the bodybuilders do it and they don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're
But
like, yeah, bro,
imagine-
just hit 30
And
cc.
hey, nobody is talking shit about them. It's like, cool, bro, he's open about it. But this liver retard is over here like, oh, if you just eat 70 pounds of raw liver, you could look like
you
me.
mean raw balls?
Yeah, but that's
Raw
what I'm
horse
saying.
dick.
Bro, that was the issue, though. The issue was that he lied to everybody because he was saying if you eat bald testicles and liver and a whole live ostrich, all of a sudden you can look like me. It's false.
Hey,
It's
but
fake.
You know what though, bro? I feel like we need to like give everybody in the army free steroids. Imagine having an army full of straight roid ass fools.
Yeah.
Imagine how much ass you'd whoop.
Well, that's what Hitler used to do, but instead of steroids, it was meth.
No, man.
Yeah, and you have all the Nazis like,
That's why they were so fierce, bro.
They're not
Yeah, I
getting
know.
caught slipping, bro, because they ain't sleeping.
For real,
And they didn't
cuz?
sleep
They
for
were on point.
bro. They were monsters. They didn't sleep for weeks, and they
Yeah,
had
bro.
no fear because you're on meth.
And they didn't eat food, bro. What is,
No.
You're saving rations. Imagine being the one that you're not on meth. You're like, yes. All the food.
Yeah, imagine being amongst that
All
many
the
freaking
crackheads.
meth addicts. Yeah, with a
Damn.
bunch of meth addicts that haven't slept for weeks, have unlimited amount of meth, and they have weapons, and you're the
Yeah,
only
that's-
one that's normal.
That's crazy, yeah. Everybody's
Yeah, no,
beating
you're
their meat
dumb.
the whole time.
That sounds like
Bro,
shit.
you're like, oh shit, bro, I gotta take a nap. I'm tired, but that fool's probably gonna stab me.
Nah, these,
but
these
here's
crackheads
one-
be getting hella horny on meth. That's all.
Yeah.
No, crackers do all kinds of stuff. But here's one thing, bro. Never pick a fight with a crackhead. That fool got energy. Like, he don't sleep.
And they don't feel pain.
And
They
they're
have
going to
nothing
terrorize
to
you for
lose.
life.
They have nothing to lose.
You
bro.
gotta find a weak crackhead.
Nah, bro, even a weak
They'll-
one.
They'll throw you overboard, bro. Ah.
Bro, even a weak crackhead, that fool will show up at your house in the middle of the night. Like, don't do that. Trust me.
You
Let
didn't see
them-
the crackhead that got shot 9 times or like probably more in the chest, and he was still going after the cop. Like, the only reason he dropped is because the blood left his body.
Damn, bro, that's freaking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, shoot him in the leg. Yeah, right. Shoot him in the
You
leg.
shoot him in the head. He's still like, like damn,
Bro, it's like a
bro.
zombie. Like, you gotta hit the head tap him or.
I can't even imagine what your body must be going through, bro, to get shot hella times and still be like mobbing on somebody. You know, that's crazy.
Hey, so what you guys think about now? I'm so tired of Jake Paul already, but
Hey, bro, screw
this fool Jake
fag.
Paul got in a
skip down.
fight. This fool gets in a fight with this guy called Chavez Jr., right?
Okay.
Cesar Chavez Jr. He talks hella shit, how he about to get his ass, whip his ass and then deport his ass or whatever. Well, this fool actually gets picked up by ICE after the fight, bro. Like, not after, like, right away. I don't think it was. It was like days after.
Damn.
He called ice on him?
Bro, look, the ICE took his ass.
So he lost.
Damn.
No, from what I know, Jake actually won.
Yeah,
So why
Jake
would you call
won.
ICE?
Just because he said he'll beat his ass and get him deported. I don't know if
Somebody
Jake,
said, God bless our ass ISIS.
Fool, I don't think Jake Paul actually called ICE. I mean, I would hope.
He probably did, bro.
He is petty,
Come on
bro.
now.
For sure.
Oh, man.
And ICE arrested
Wait,
his
so
ass.
this guy's here illegally? Is that why?
I guess he had a warrant out of Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for allegedly being linked to the cartels.
Oh,
okay,
why is
that's
he
Oh,
even
fine.
here
yeah, we're
boxing?
fine.
then?
Yeah, God bless our ICE
I
agents.
don't know.
God bless Jake Paul.
For getting him deported. And
Oh, yeah, look, it says
and he
it right
beat
here.
his ass and got him deported.
Look at that, bro. It
God.
says he had an active warrant in Mexico linked to organized crime and trafficking firearms and explosives.
Damn, yeah. you
Why
gotta
is
go.
this freaking asshole on national TV fighting?
Yeah, how do you get past all these security
He's the
checkpoints?
son. He's the son of a famous boxer. He's the junior.
So he's a dumbass who could have just
So
boxed.
we're
Yeah.
trying to tell
Now
me
he gets caught up?
the senior needs to go to jail, get deported as well? Huh?
Nah, supposedly he was cool. He's cool.
How? His son is freaking trafficking arms and explosives and all
All
kinds of
right,
shit. The
hey,
dad
so
is not
then
doing.
whatever. Good job, Jake Paul. Good job.
Hey, this is the one time I'll give
Yeah,
him that.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad. I was
Good
like,
job.
now again, Jake Paul again.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Shit.
Hey, but nobody even watches his fights no more. Everybody
Hey.
just talks about it later.
Supposedly he's ranked number 14th now, and he has a shot at the title.
I heard that too.
And
So
supposedly nobody gives a shit at the
I
same
know.
time.
I know. Everybody's trolling him, bro. He's hella mad.
Hey, but watch that fool get all the way to the top.
Hey, I want to go fight a bunch of senior citizens and make it 14.
Yeah,
That's easy.
No, but 14 in the world? That's crazy.
Yeah.
World, right?
Well, there's
Yeah.
not that many people boxing nowadays. It's
There's
UFC.
only Ryan Garcia, and he's being on crack and shit. Like,
It's Ryan Garcia, which he's mentally ill, and then there's that one guy. What's that Mexican guy? The ginger?
Canelo.
Oh yeah, Canelo, and that's it.
Hey,
It's like,
Canelo's
who
my
else, bro?
favorite, though. I love that guy. He's a straight thug, bro.
Hey, I like
Canelo's
him
cool.
too, but he needs to
I
quit
love
with the
him
trash
too.
talk. it's so ass. It's like a broken English.
Bro,
like, oh,
bro,
and
it's
it doesn't
hilarious.
match. If you look away and you listen to him, you think it's some Mexican. And then you look back and it's some ginger. Like, wait, hold on, bro.
Hey,
Like,
he's a thug. I like that guy, bro. He be beating shit up. He'll go in there and be like, yeah, you. And he'll just slap him and beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, there goes Liver King saying you're dead,
That was a
bitch.
thug, bro.
he walks the walk, but he doesn't talk the talk.
No, he talks the bullshit and then just comes in there and beats your ass and says, you, I told you.
Hey,
He's a thug.
let's listen to him a little bit as a final thought.
Oh man. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I know that. Man, you fight with nobody. Hey, you are a champion, but you. What?
You.
Hey, you fight with nobody, man. You won the
No les hagas caso.
You
No le
won.
hagas caso, güey. No le hagas caso.
You won the belt with nobody. Man, get the out of here, man. Please, get the out of here, man. It's my night. It's payday. You want payday. I know that.
They know they be getting paid when they fight him.
Yeah. I see you outside. Yeah, man.
I'll see you outside.
That's a kid, man. That's a kid. Kid. At the end of the day, he's gonna be in the ring when we talk, right? So I like this, but if he coming with something, I always wanna respond.
And this guy has been talking about trying to fight you for years.
Oh my God. No.
No,
Don't try, man. Don't try.
You're a boxing man.
Yeah. I just gonna say something.
Say something.
You know my level. And you will see. November 6th.
You're gonna find out.
You're not gonna find out. I promise you.
Watch and see.
Thank you, everybody. See you November 6th. You know what I do. It's a little more personal for me, but I'm gonna take that for my advantage. So I'm very strong. I have a very strong mind. So you will see something different. You will see something different. I promise you. I promise you. You're gonna pay everything. You're gonna pay everything. You're gonna get something different. You're gonna feel something different. I promise you. You're gonna feel something different. You know in this level. You know in this level. You're gonna see.
I know.
And then he pushed him. He's like, yeah, you little bastard.
Don't tell me. Oh, he say he talking about my mom. He say you mother. So you pass the line right there. So that's why. I push him, and then he come back with a left hook. I say just you will see tomorrow. It's time. I don't need to say anything. It's time. So he will feel something different. Believe me.
You usually do not dislike your opponents. You understand this is a business and this is your job. It's different this time. What is it about him that you dislike?
Yeah, like I said before, for every action is a reaction. So I always have a good blood inside of me.
He made no sense.
I'm gonna knock out these guys.
That's real hard, guys.
Less than eight rounds. Easy.
Hey, bro, somebody give him some different glasses.
Nah,
Those are the ones that this for Lucha had the other day.
hey, those some thug ass glasses, guys.
But he doesn't look scary. He's like, you gonna feel something different.
Hey,
you
hey.
gonna feel something.
He gonna come through with those glasses and beat the shit out of you. And
He will beat my ass with those glasses. But
Hey, that was a thug. I love that guy.
Hey, I would fight that fool.
Hey, out of all the people that like fight,
Wouldn't you
he's
fight
one of
that
my
fool?
favorite. Bro.
I would fight him for a couple million too.
Hell yeah, I ain't fighting that fool. He don't.
I don't give a shit for who cares,
Bro, you know how fast
that
I'll
nigga's
get
on
knocked
point.
out?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to watch?
I'm going to feel something different.
Hey, watch this.
Hey, you will feel something different, okay?
And then I'll just collect that money.
Hey, slap this on.
You will develop dementia.
Hey, slap this on. Watch.
Out of all of the hours of footage posted
Bro, I'm so
threatening
sick
Joe
of this
Rogan,
fag.
the wildest video from the Liver King crash out has to be the one taken right after arriving in Austin when he threatened Joe Rogan with his dogs.
Guess what? You're dead, bitch. You're dead. You're dead.
How's he still walking around?
Yeah. Welcome to Texas. We just got here, and I'm just gonna make this a quick one because I'm gonna honor my family. I'm gonna record a lot this week, and then I'm gonna stop recording afterwards. We're here, boys. Go ahead and sit down. Sit. Thank you for being so good.
Brian's dogs,
I forgot about you.
He's mentally retarded.
Yeah, you're my best friend. This is Mace. Joe Rogan, I'd like for you to meet Doberman 1. This is Axe. You've already met him, but maybe you weren't paying attention. I'd like for my family to meet your family.
Out of all
That fool is crazy, bro. But he got some dope shit. I saw a video of him leaving his house to go to the airport. This fool got a straight private jet. Like he got dough. These
Hey,
fools
bro,
were
I
dipping
love
in like 3 freaking what's it called? In 3 G-Wagons, just straight dipping.
Hey, all that dough is gonna be gone when you're in jail because you did some weird ass shit like this.
What do you mean? He gets the raw dick in there.
He bailed out
And
immediately.
balls.
Are you gonna eat those raw balls?
Nah, they're not gonna get him for shit.
Well, they will if he keeps doing this shit. This is stalking. You go to jail for this kind of stuff.
But he's gonna be like,
And he's threatening people.
Fool,
Like,
he's gonna
you're
be-
gonna die? What do you mean?
he's
You're
gonna say it was
dead,
just
bitch.
content. He didn't mean it. It was just for
It
publicity.
doesn't matter. You don't just get away because it's content.
I bet you they
You
probably
can't
will.
call somebody's death out like that and then threaten them and follow them to cities and tours and all
Well,
kinds
these
of
boxers
shit.
do it all the time.
Yeah, but that's for sport.
Well, he's
that
saying
they're
I want to
doing.
fight you in the sport. That's what he be saying.
He's not a
Nah,
boxer.
That's different. If somebody shows up to a venue because they're scheduled to fight, you can say all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
But if you show up unannounced, uninvited to where this fool lives, like he could literally have shot that fool dead. If somebody didn't call the cops first,
Bro,
if,
it's Texas.
yeah, if Liver King just pulled up on this fool after all these little threats on video, he could have shot his ass with a damn bow and arrow. Knowing
Yeah,
Joe
he would
Rogan.
have just speared his
Yeah,
fat
well,
nipples.
he about to be up in there with Diddy if he keeps doing this shit, man. So
He'll
shout
like
out
it.
to everybody. Happy 4th of July.
That's right.
Have a good
Hey,
weekend.
America.
250th anniversary of America. Happy anniversary, boys.
Yeah.
Fire.
America.
See y'all later.
Happy 4th
yeah.
of July to everybody except for Diddy and
The Liver King.
Liver King.
and the other Lib from New York. Screw him too. Deport his ass.
And fuck AOC too. Yo, weird ass.
Yeah,
I
her
forgot
too.
about that weirdo. Okay, bye.